Well everybody, today is a good day because Paddock Motorcycles in Congleton have lent me this absolute dream machine. Now I personally feel like this is a bike that nobody expected from Yamaha. I didn't have any inkling, obviously, before they released the concept and before we saw it at Motorcycle Live in the UK. I didn't have any inkling that a modern retro, but a proper job of a modern retro, was even on the radar or on the cards. None of the manufacturers have gone this hard when it comes to a modern retro. So let's take a look at it in closer detail and yeah, see what we think of Yamaha's effort at a bike that replicates those Grand Prix bikes of the 80s and the 90s. Now, if we take a look at the engine of this bike, we have Yamaha's iconic CP3 engine. It's an 890cc bike that produces 117 brake horsepower and 93 Newton meters of torque, and it's pretty much the well-known power plant that's in the likes of the MT-09 and the Tracer 9, and even the XSR900 as well, the standard one. So Yamaha have really tried to replicate their YZR500 with this bike aesthetically. We've got lots of things that are taken from it, like that boxy back end. We've got the beautiful colour scheme with the slightly fluorescent looking red paint on the front. And it does just pay homage to that model. Now, if I look at the light on the front, I think that's giving more TZR. And I think I would have liked to see 2 round circular headlights on there, but that's just my preference. The bike is available in 2 stunning colour options, in my opinion. I wouldn't be mad with either of them. I think they're both gorgeous in their own right. We have this, which is Legend Red, which is the proper throwback to that kind of design that when you think of a YZR500, you think of kind of this colour. But they also do a power grey, which is really stealthy, and I actually really like how stealthy it looks. And the beauty of these bikes is Yamaha aren't charging you extra for Legend Red. It's all the same price throughout the 2 colours, and it starts at £12,506, rather randomly, but that's what it costs. Now, the bike does come how it looks here, except for this Akrapovic. This is an added extra, and I want to say that this exhaust is £1,500 roughly, which is quite expensive, and I know that the belly pan to this is an extra £500, and that hurts my soul because I would want the £500 belly pan, because to me, aesthetically, visually, it just completes the bike totally. Right guys, we're gonna do a little sound test.
Howdy everybody, today I am astride Yamaha's XSR900 GP. Woo! What a cool experience. Now we've only got one POV here, oh no, I tell a lie, I've got a Insta360 by the foot, just in case we get a little bit overzealous with the right hand. Oh, a cow! There's lots of them. Well, today we're on a bit of an evening ride on this bike. It's drenched because I just washed it because she was a little filthy, and I thought, come on, we can't be having that on the B-roll, an absolute honker. She's too pretty to be shown in that light. Yeah. Sorry, we just needed to hear that sound. Oh yes. I thought Rivington is quite an engaging road, and this is quite an engaging bike. It's pretty special to be on this, to be fair. Bump, ugh. Sad when you know the road inside out. I have been itching to get on this bike for ages. I'm late to the party as usual, but Paddock Motorcycles have managed to get their hands on one and they've dished it out to me. Now when I first picked it up, I said, oh no belly pan on this one, and he said no, unfortunately not. It's on back order. So that's a bit gutting, because in my opinion the belly pan makes this bike visually incredible. Oh, I like how it changed to dark. I think I prefer that. I really like that. So we're going to talk about this bike. The engine, we have that Yamaha CP3 engine, 117 brake horsepower and 93 newton meters of torque. This engine is tried, tested and loved around the world. Absolutely adored. And I understand why, because it's a proper smooth but proper powerful engine. You ready? And it sounds great, especially with that Krapovich that's on, which, you know, I think it's more of a visual thing than it is a sound thing, because it is like a proper retro exhaust. But yeah, I really like this TFT display. We do have 4 different displays and I'll try and show you them in some B-roll footage now, but so far this is my favourite display. I think I just kind of like the analog. It does look the most retro out of them all, even though it isn't really retro because it's still a TFT. Oh, look at that. Clear. Really nice. Sounds very nice. Whoa. Yeah, that was gorgeous. Gorgeous sounding, baby, gorgeous. Take it on some of my favourite bends down here around Rivington. Oh, these are so good. So good, this one specifically. Oh yes, love it. Oh yes. So, things about this bike that I was not expecting. So as you guys may know, I am a very big fan of Yamaha's XSR900. I like the normal one, I like it with the racer kit on, which I know divided a few of you guys, and I had a video on the XSR with the Cafe racer kit and some of you loved it, some of you hated it. A lot of you were like, you've got that like fairing and that cowl, but you've got straight bars and it just doesn't look quite right. Well, Yamaha have given you something that does look quite right. We've got that cowl, we've got clip-ons. Now admittedly the clip-ons do sit on top of the yoke, so when I saw this bike revealed back at Motorcycle Live in November, there were lots of people like, oh, it's going to be, you know, a weak imitation of a proper sports bike because of those clip-ons. But do not be deceived. because this is an aggressive riding position. I was not expecting this. I thought it would be, you know how like all the sports bikes are kind of gone. Obviously you've got the Yamaha R7, which is a proper sports bike in terms of ergonomics, riding position, bum in the air, head on the floor type job, compared to the, you know, likes of say the CBR 650R or the GSXS 8R. They're kind of sports bikes, but oh, and the Triumph Daytona, the new 660, they're sports bikes in inverted commas, but with a comfort element so that they appeal to the masses. And when I first saw this setup, I thought that's what Yamaha were doing. Oh, you know, they've gone a bit soft with it. No, it feels very aggressive. Not only do we have these clip-ons, our feet are quite high, and my bum feels quite in the air. This has a seat height of 835mm. When I got on this bike initially, I was shocked because I was expecting it to be, you know, mega accessible in seat height, kind of like the normal XSR900. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so tall. When I sit on this bike, I'll show you now with an overlay, I'm 5'4" or 162 centimeters. My inside leg is 29 inches, or I want to say 73.66 inches, not inches, Jesus, am I a giant, centimeters. 73.66 centimeters, that's my inside leg measurement. And because of this riding position where you are kind of leant over the tank quite a lot, it's quite a wristy bike, it does make it feel a lot taller than the XSR900 than, you know, paper suggests. It says 835mm. Well, to me it feels, you know, maybe a smidge taller than that. The weight of this, 200 kilograms, fully fueled. Well, I think it's something like 90% fueled and total oil. Complete oil, sorry. Oh, that sun be bright. And then tank capacity wise, we've got a 14 litre. So it's a little bit on the small side, but we haven't gone as extreme as the Katana that rocks a 12 litre. We've currently got it in sport mode, we've got sport mode, we've got street mode, we've got rain mode, and we've got a custom mode. We've got a completely new layout of the switchgear, very different to that of the XSR900. We do have cruise control, we've got everything like a 6-axis IMU, so we've got lean sensitive traction control, lean sensitive ABS, we've got the front wheel lift control, we have slide control. Not that I'd ever need to use the slide control on this bike, let's be real, let's be honest with ourselves. But for those of you that can use it, it's nice that it's got it. Right, up we go. So yeah, we're going to give it a little bit of a run over Rivington. See what it's all about. It is a really aggressive riding position, like proper aggressive. I did not expect this from it. Everything feels tight and stiff and taut and ready to cause some trouble, to be honest. Again, we're going to try and keep within the confines of the law, as always. Oh, it's fast. fast this is. Like 117 brake horsepower on the road. It's just excellent. Oh, it's stiff. It's stiff. And it's nice. And it's, oh, suspension is on the firm side for sure. God rays. Oh, I love this bit. Oh, gorgeous, baby, gorgeous. Yeah, it just feels like a proper sports bike in a retro aesthetic package, and I love that. Because it's a sports bike that doesn't look like everything else that's out there on the market. And I just think that's so amazing. Oh, someone's smoking the marijuana. Oh, that was a bit pungent. Pretty fast, to be honest. It's pretty bloody fast. These edges need chopping. Brakes are wicked. I don't even know what they are, because Yamaha on the website doesn't say Brembo, it doesn't say Nissan, it doesn't say anything like that. It just tells you that they're like 4-piston and stuff like that. So who actually knows? Not me. But all I know is that they work very well and they stop very good. Oh, and it sounds good, it sounds raspy, it sounds throaty, and I think that's more from the induction sound as opposed to anything to kind of do with the exhaust, to be honest. Oh, what a run! That was fun. I almost want to go back. On these kind of roads, it's a bit rough. Lots of gravel. Should probably pay attention. That was ace. That was a good run. Good flyer. I really, really liked it. Honestly, so I've only got this for a few days, and tomorrow it's supposed to be horrific, like thunderstorms and stuff. And I've just cleaned it today, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make the most of this gorgeous evening. And I'm just going to park up and get some B-roll. So that is exactly the plan. Be right back, guys.
Yamaha did not scrimp when it comes to the suspension of this bike. We've got a fully adjustable KYB suspension on the front and on the rear as well. And you do have a little twiddly knob to adjust the preload if you want to, and that's got a nice S and H for soft and hard, just to make life easy so you know which way you're twiddling it. Another thing that I really like is I love the dash, 5-inch TFT. I do love all the options that you do get with this TFT dash, so you get the different displays, everything is nice and easy to use. The switchgear is completely different, because I know that was a bit of a criticism that people had on the older MT-09s and XSR900s, that it wasn't very intuitive. It was certainly one of my complaints. And I really love the fact that we've got a proper stiff chassis with this. Like, everything feels taut, it feels right for a sports bike, and yeah, it does. It just feels like long and fast and poised and ready. And the suspension is ace out of the box as well. Little on the firm side, not a complaint. You kind of want that with a sporty bike if you're aiming to really like get it on in the bends. Now, a few things that I don't quite like that niggle me a little bit. I think that some of the fairing looks a bit gappy, a bit pieced together, like not quite finished. I feel like I would have liked that not to be the case. On the Switchgear, the indicators, they are different. I've never experienced indicators like them. They're a bit weird. You have to push them on the same side to cancel. It's not like a toggle where it goes from left to right. It's literally a big arrow to the right and a big arrow to the left. And as a chronic indicator canceller, like I think I actually have an issue because of how much I try and cancel indicators when they're not even flashing. It's hard work for me to deal with that. So that's taking a little bit of getting used to. Another thing I'm not particularly getting on with are these spaniel ear mirrors. They're just like proper bar end ones. I tried to filter the other day and it makes filtering proper hard work because you can't just like bend them in, and they do add a lot of width to the bike, which is a bit irritating if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'd love to see what kind of aftermarket options of mirrors come out on this, because they're not my favourite mirrors that I've ever had on a bike, and I find they're quite difficult to look at. They're not just there, so that's a bit of a negative. Another thing, if you don't like an aggressive riding position, this bike isn't for you, because it is mega aggressive and you're very much over the front, your bum's in the air. It's not that sort of comfortable, and with that really firm suspension and firm chassis, you do really feel like you are on one of those sports bikes from the years that have gone by. And then finally, this is quite personal, there are just a few aesthetic touches that I would have liked to see a bit different. For example, the headlight, I would have really liked 2 circular lights. I think that would have just made it look so much more badass, even though I don't mind this because it's kind of like that letterbox headlight that is on the TZR 250s. So I kind of see where they were going with that. I hope you have enjoyed this little bike review on Paddock Motorcycles Yamaha XSR900 GP. It definitely surprised me. I did not expect it to be as aggressive in the riding position as it is. It is a proper effort at doing a competent sports bike, to be honest. It's fast, that engine is pretty rapid, and everything just is better than I expected on it. If you like what you've seen, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It always helps my channel. And until the next time, guys, take care, ride safe, and I'll see you then. Bye.